Here concludes my story of Renaissance Beard. I think this whole thing would or could have been more bizarre if I had been a more trusting person. Either way, RB managed to get himself fired, and I no longer have to worry about him. By now, it was July of last year, and Jay's birthday was the next day. I had procrastinated a bit because I needed to buy some gift wrap. I figured I'd better shop at Walgreens on the way home. I gathered up what I needed, then headed over to the liquor section. The store was empty at this time of night, and I happened to walk in on Renaissance Beard, trying to ask one of his co-workers. From behind, I saw she had really long blonde hair. "They have had price drinks on Fridays. Friday's my day off," he told her in a very quiet voice. There was a long, awkward silence. Good luck, sister, I thought as I put my things down on the counter. Still no answer. RB turned and silently walked away when he saw me standing at the counter, and his co-worker split the second she had the chance. I did not know where she went. "Oh, whose birthday is it? Is it yours?" RB exclaimed, resuming his normal volume level when he saw what I was buying. "No, it's not mine. This guy has seen all our IDs, so he should know it's nowhere near any of our birthdays." I avoided the question because I did not want to have knowing any info about Jay. "I bought myself birthday presents before," he explained. "Me too. I wouldn't wrap it, though. For example," he went on, "in college I bought myself a leather jacket from Biel's." I guess that must have been with the broken zipper. He said leather jacket and Biel's with such emphasis and the invisible fedora tip that it seemed like he wanted me to be impressed. I reached out for my change. RB stared at my hand for a brief second. Then he threw the change into my hand with such force that I'm surprised the coins did not scatter everywhere. I joked slightly, and he walked away. I have no idea why he got so mad. Maybe it was because I interrupted him while he was trying to ask out his coworker. Maybe because I was not impressed by the fact that he owned a leather jacket. Or maybe he finally realized I was not lying about having a boyfriend. On the upside, I obviously saved his coworker from an awkward encounter. Some of his coworkers did not seem to be particularly liking him. I noticed eyes rolling if he was brought up by one of them. On one night when he was not working, one of the employees teased the cashier about calling for backup so quickly when she hardly had anyone in her line. "You going to be like Renaissance Beard?" the cashier asked, eyes completely wide. "Don't say that! Don't you dare say that!" she laughed loudly. I was beginning to think it was time to talk to the manager about how RB was acting, but suddenly one day he was just gone. You'd think that would be the end of the story, but weird things started being uncovered in RB's absence. Fred told me that RB came into the grocery store asking if there were any jobs there. Turns out he had gotten fired. Fred asked what had happened. He told Fred that some guy had grabbed a bottle of booze and ran out. RB followed him out of the store and tried to chase him down. Walgreens has a policy against employees pursuing shoplifters, so RB was automatically terminated the second he stepped outside the store after the guy. This reminded me of one of the early conversations RB and I had. One night, we got off on the topic of shoplifters. RB expressed his frustration about wanting to be able to stop them or something. I don't particularly remember. Basically, fight them. "You can't do that, though. That's considered a liability for the store," I explained. "I'll be willing to sign a waiver that would absolve the store of any responsibility if I were to get hurt," he answered. I gave up trying to explain the concept to him at that point. What the store is also worried about is the shoplifter suing him because of the actions of an employee. A similar conversation took place between RB and Fred. Fred told him the same thing I did. "Yeah, but sometimes you just get the RB growled as he clenched his hand in a fist. Basically, he was warned on two separate occasions, and by company policy, which most likely states in plain English that you'll automatically lose your job, that he could not engage a thief, but he still tried to anyways. I personally thought all that LARPing and jousting tournaments were going to his head. I don't think that would help against someone who might have a gun. I doubted RB participated in actual jousting like he tried to imply he did, at one point wearing bandages on his arms and claiming it was because the jousting event he went to. I don't really know much about that sport, but I doubt they let just anyone walk off the street and get on a horse. When RB applied to the grocery store, he must have put Fred as a reference because the manager asked him about RB. "Well, I don't know him," Fred answered. "I don't know how much detail he told about what had happened, but he let the manager know there could be some problems with RB. Fred's manager is former military, worked recruiting for a while. He agreed that something seemed really off with RB when he interviewed him. Needless to say, he did not get fired." Fred also happened to see the blonde massage therapist in the grocery some months later and asked her how RB was. She became instantly confused. "Who?" Fred had to describe who RB was and what he looked like. "Oh, he just came in to get a massage a few times," she answered. When she finally realized who RB was, hearing about this floored me and my mother. This woman who RB claimed he was trying to steal from her husband had no idea who he was. I have no idea if RB was flat out lying to my mother when he told her his situation, or if he truly believed his fantasy that he would be able to poach this woman he met while getting a massage. According to the woman, RB was only giving her a ride to the grocery store when my mom met them. I told Fred the next time he sees her, he should be honest and let her know that one of her clients is creating rumors and could possibly become inappropriate. As for Walgreens, supposedly RB is still going in there almost every day. One of the employees explained to Fred, "He spends more time in here than when he worked here." Fred laughed as the employee rolled her eyes. "The strangest thing about all this is, from what I've heard, RB does not even live on the side of town. There's no reason for him to drive halfway across the city just to shop at that particular store. I have some particular worries that he's attempting to cling to the area since all the women he's attempted to chase are tied to this neighborhood, and the blonde employee still works at Walgreens. Thankfully, I have not ran into him there. Even the new employee who was hired after he left knew who he was." She was shocked when I told her how he acted. If I had not noticed the red flags, or had good communication with those around me, the story could have wound up even cringier. RB used to hint to Fred and my mother that he wanted to come over on the nights we all get together for dinner, and who knows what would have happened if I had gone to his birthday party. Luckily, I am a guarded person. One of the things that angered me the most about RB was that he did not respect my boundaries. His reaction to being told no was to try and convince me to do something I did not want to, then turn around and claim he was better than my boyfriend. Jay, on the other hand, has always reminded me to say no to him. Hopefully this is the last I've seen of Renaissance Beard.